Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second part of Matsanga Africa Perspective. I am introducing, this has been my show for 9 years. It was on Punchline Africa TV, popular. Most of you know it, it is back. And I will be speaking live from my studios across Africa and in London here. I will be able to put up a strength, a spirited strength. I have a satellite radio station called Radio Punchline Africa. It still gives you the music if you want, you enjoy. Don't go for other type of music. Why should I promote English music or American music when I can promote music from DRC Congo? So that radio is specifically on Atlantic Ocean in West Africa. You can't cut it off. It is permanent feature. Utuwezi. You know, it can even frustrate national radios. So please, don't try. It is there. Anyone from any corner in the world, in the universe, can link in and talk to me. And it is a powerful machine that we always use it for Africa, for the best of Africa. We don't advocate for people violence. No, it's peace. That's why we call upon peace. That's why I'm here to talk about peace in Africa. First, let me talk the subject of today. You can join me, you can listen, or you can pick the video. Today I'm not doing the spaces. I will leave the spaces because in the spaces everybody comes to talk and talk and talk and talk. The spaces I will leave it to Fixing Africa. I have 2 programs, Fixing Africa and Matsanga Africa Perspective, that I'm running right now. Today's topic is journalism in Africa facing a threat? Is journalism facing a threat in Africa? First of all, I'll speak with the heart of a journalist, as an investigative journalist. I've worked with institutions like Sky News. You can see behind here. These are all the hours that I spent in the Sky News. They are there. These are all 8 hours, 800 hours over that I spent working for Sky News from 2002, 3, 4, 5, until 2008, when Sky News, because of the ICC, I took sides. I stood by my brothers in Kenya. I lost my job. I could not allow the chief prosecutor to tell lies because I was on the ground in Kenya. I took a team of Sky News analysts as a journalist. Sky News crew, I was the head. I was the African Sky News Africa senior consultant. You can't interview anyone, any president in Africa without going through me those days in Sky News. Those in Zimbabwe know that I've been standing for this type of rights. I brought Sky News crew in Zimbabwe, and Moyo, Jonathan Moyo, who is now also in a refugee somewhere, like Dr. Matsanga, blocked, stopped me. Even they wanted to kill me with Goche and other people and Bonyongwe. I speak my mind because I was telling President Mugabe, why don't you allow journalists to report what they want? They will report nothing and they will keep quiet. You have done the land reform program, Your Excellency. I thought I was being frank. It caused me trouble. Emerson knows. His Excellency President Emerson knows. He's one of those who stood by me in 2003. He stood by me. The late Nathan Shamurira. They stood by me. Jaramba, where you are, you know you are one of those who plotted me for me to be removed out of Zimbabwe. Jaramba. And I always speak my mind. Nicky Mangwana, you are nowhere. You were nowhere. In London, when I was doing activism, you were coming to my meetings. So listen to me when I'm talking about the space, freedom of speech. Nicky Mangwana, you have been in London. You saw me under heavy conditions. Under serious conditions. Nicky Mangwana, if you get this clip, watch me and don't tell lies to people in Kenya, in Zimbabwe. This revolution is not yours. Some of us know where the revolution came from. His Excellency, the President Mnangagwa will know. Amai Mnangagwa will know. I was one of the few people who picked a phone and called, "Are you safe?" That telephone is recorded. I can show it to you. Are you safe where you are? I don't want to reveal a lot of things here. But I hate where people don't want me to speak the truth, to tell the president that, Mr. President, I am your brother. You know me from 1998. When you are Speaker of Parliament. Don't do this. Some of these laws are not good, Mr. President. I only wrote a letter of appeal. An appeal to the president. We are on earth here. We are friends. We might reach there and say, why didn't you say it? When a leader is naked, you tell him. And I was telling a friend, I don't want to clap. I was telling a friend that, Mr. President, please help me. Some of these things, we who defend Zimbabwe, I defend this country. I hear you talk, even right now, I have a war with David Lamy in this country. Because I have told him, please, go slow on Zimbabwe. Prime Minister Starmer knows me. They know me. I'm a Labour Party member for 37 years. I've struggled for this nation, Zimbabwe, not to be demonized, not to be broken into pieces like Libya. So what is wrong with that? Is that not good Africanism? And Nicky Mangwana, you used to come to my meetings in Croydon Park Hotel, several of them. Your ambassador who was there, Simbarashi, did not want you to turn up. But you turned up, my son. You came for meetings. You saw Dr. Mulamba. Where are you? I was organizing these meetings for people to say no. They have put sanctions on our country in London. But Matsanga, I will speak to Tony Blair. I will speak to anybody. They can imprison me. I was almost going to be assassinated because of this country called Zimbabwe. The records are in Scotland Yard. You can check them. Scotland Yard does not figure it like a Zimbabwe police or any other police station in other countries. It has records that they kept Matsanga under protective custody because some group wanted to assassinate me because of my hearing sayings in defense of Mugabe. I was told later when they had imprisoned even the groups for many years because they were plotting to kill me. They didn't even tell me who they are up to today. But I was put under protective custody with a small pen like this, where I walk with. I have to press, and police always around my area because they wanted to kill me. And so when I speak about Zimbabwe, don't just come here to insult me. I have also suffered. I've never gone to Zimbabwe to seek a penny. President Mnangagwa will not tell you he has given Matsanga a ton of gold to go and sell. No. He's there. He's an editor. I am simply saying I'm going to clean. I say what is wrong. I say it. This one of journalists being harassed, picked, because they have said, like Matsanga has said here, you go and pick him and from. No, Mr. President, that one, apana. Aiwa, apana. You are my fellow friend. What is wrong with us seeing each other in exile again? And then I say, I should have told you. There's something wrong. Why I have not been able to communicate. Some people are telling me, oh, communicate privately. Privately for what? The former CIO officer in charge, Dr. Isaac Moyo, blocked my phone. Not to be not to go to the president. He blocked it. I've written to the president until he realized this guy was undermining him. Because I used to tell the president the truth. Mudara, mzee, Elida, Apo, apana. So they blocked my phone. What do you want me to do? If the gestures who stand at the door block your phone, what do? You make it public, and I have made it public, an open letter. There are some things that are confidential. I have a line where to send the president that confidential reports on security of Zimbabwe. Don't think you are the only ones who matter, who stand for Zimbabwe. We stand for Zimbabwe because I, especially me, am attached to this country since 1998. I lost a job because of every international agency cannot give me a job because they say record Mugabe supporter, Mugabe spokesman. Changarai kept calling me in one of his books, this big one here, this of Morgan Changarai. You see here, page 57. Read it. You'll see a whole page, chapter almost on Matsanga. So for me, I want to discuss this issue of journalism in Africa. Why? Why has journalism become a threat? Is it a threat, or the journalism is being threatened? Point number one, are we responsible as journalists in our reporting? Are the laws in favor of our reporting? I want to give credit to Kenya, especially when you are in Kenya. Journalists in Kenya write the way they want. Journalists in Kenya, newspapers, they print, they publish. I give credit to the government of Kenya for accepting criticism. They write headline. Look at the headlines today. If you look at the Kenyan headline, one of them, some of them are not the ones whose words I can repeat here. But they don't go and harass and pick those journalists. You know, they don't go and pick those journalists and take them to the cells, charge them for writing. The government has allowed them to write what they want. Journalists in Kenya broadcast what opposition people say directly against the president. But Kenya has given that framework. It allows people to speak. There is that freedom in the Republic of Kenya for people to speak. President Mnangagwa should pick that spirit from President Ruto, who has actually allowed the journalists. No journalistic house has been closed down. No journalist has been, killed. And of late, whom I see, because he has written an article, he's penalized. There used to be some things, but those things are gone.